Hi there, my name is Aaron Short and welcome to my YouTube channel. And today I'm talking about the Ortega Horse Kick Pro. Okay, I must admit I've not heard much about Ortega guitars in the past, but a friend of mine recently started working for them and he gave me a few of these at NAMM to check out. I wasn't sure what I was going to think. I've tried something like this in the past that was analog and I didn't really ever use it. I tried a Roland version that was digital. It was kind of heavy. I didn't feel it did much for my performance. So I wasn't sure what I think about these, but to cut a long story short, I now cannot live without this particular model. I love this pedal. And here's proof that I've been using it at my show. Don't worry, that's just rubber from my shoes wearing off. And actually look, it wiped off really well. So what is it? This is basically a drum in a box. You may have seen these kind of pedals before. You can get analog versions, digital versions. This is a digital version, but I love that it's light and compact. Very easy to take around. It's powered by battery or the AC power adapter, which is very useful. One thing about the battery, it lasts around 20 hours or so, and when it dies, it does make a weird noise. I then discovered you get a long power cable in the box, so I highly recommend you use the power cable. But keep a battery in there as well in case you're out at open mic one night and just want to throw it on the ground and start playing. So there's 5 different sounds. There's a cajon kick, there's a regular bass drum kick, a tambourine, a cowbell, and a cabasa. Some of those sounds, personally, I don't find that useful. Fortunately, I love the first sound A, which is the cajon kick. It's a very natural, woody, organic, realistic sounding kick. I imagine these are real samples, so they're very high quality and they sound great. On the device itself, you've got a volume control, an input for your guitar, which is handy because if you don't have a spare input on a mixer or something, or your amp or PA, you can actually plug the guitar in, blend it with the drum, and then go straight out from one cable. Now, I don't do this because I use vocal harmonies and I don't want the sound of the drum to interfere with the tracking from my guitar. So I actually just run one cable from the out into my TC Helicon Play acoustic auxiliary in, and then use the volume to adjust the volume. It works really well. So yeah, very simple. There's kind of 2 velocities, soft and loud. I usually tap it here for the loud ones and here for the softer ones. I'll give you a demo in a second. But I love the look of it. I love the sound of it. And it's really raised my performances to another level. When we play solo or duo without drums or percussion, it can lack something. Now you can always bang on the guitar and even loop that, but why not bang on this and loop this? It sounds much better than most guitars when you tap on them with their pickups. This is much more authentic and rich. Having said that, of course, it does depend what you're plugging this into. Now for the demo, do use good speakers or headphones to listen because your cell phone won't pick up the low frequencies very well of this. Likewise, an acoustic amp or tiny PA might not pick it up too well. I still believe it'll add something to the show, but the bigger the speakers, if you've got a subwoofer or something, this will sound even richer, even better. So do bear that in mind. All right, so let's go to the demo. I'll show you how I use this thing. Okay, so let me show you how I've been using this at my shows. First of all, this is the drum sound, completely natural, straight into my interface, no processing whatsoever. Here's my regular sound in this position. And occasionally, rather than tap softer, I'll move my foot about halfway up and tap it there. I get a softer sound, so that's useful. I've got 2 kind of sounds there. That's how I use it. Some people use their heel, just tap it softer. You need to find what works for you. Now, the problem with solo performers and duos, sometimes people play the whole song at the same velocity with the same strumming pattern. For example, like this. If you do that for the entire song, it's incredibly boring, okay? We need to mix it up. We need to use different arrangements and velocities and dynamics. That's what we need. So we could do this. That's cool, that's better, right? But how about using the drum as well to even further emphasize the dynamics? I mean, Maybe don't do it on the first chorus, but do it on the second chorus. Something like that, to really add another layer to the sound. Let's try it that way. So it built even more, right? Sounded even better. So that's the main way that I'm using the pedal 95% of the time. Now there are a couple of other ways I use it too. Sometimes I'll emphasize like a stab or something in the song. For example, some songs may have a stab right in one section, like maybe... Right in the middle of a song or something, maybe to emphasize the vocal or something. Sometimes I use it for that. Just for dramatic effect. Also, endings of songs can be really cool, just to really like emphasize that you've finished, like this. The audience knows that you've finished. It's very cool. Oh, and one bonus tip, you can also be Queen at Wembley Stadium. Check this out. Maybe not. Let's go back to the other guy. So I think you'll agree this thing really elevates the arrangement of the song, especially for solos and duos. Now here's a thought, as a duo, why not have two of them? And one use the kick drum sound on the 1 and the 3, and the other person put it on tambourine and use it on the 2 and the 4, just to create more like a drum kit kind of sound. You could actually work together to create some sounds. I do like that idea. Is there anything I don't like about it? I mean, I absolutely love it, and I urge you to check this out. I really honestly believe this has elevated my performance. I love the thing. I have had a couple of thoughts about it though. First of all, when the battery dies, I wish it would just die and shut off completely and not have this weird clicking sound through the PA. That could be a disaster at certain gigs. It's not an issue if you use the power supply, so bear that in mind. But for battery, I wish the battery would just die and the thing would just die and shut off. I don't like the clicking sound. So that's something to bear in mind if you're using a battery. With a regular battery, you get a few minutes and then you get that clicking sound. With a lithium, you tend to get it straight away. So don't use lithium batteries with this. Now, one other thing, I use it so much on so many songs that my calves start to ache. Like my legs, when I'm tapping like this for a whole like outro of a song. And also it can be hard to tap while you're soloing and doing other things. I've had an idea, and this may or may not work, but I like the idea of it continuing by itself. So say for 20 seconds, I do this. It figures out the tempo, the velocity, and the fact I've been playing for 20 seconds, and it takes over just at that same velocity, at that same tempo. And then once I tap it again, it stops. So kind of a pseudo drum machine kick pedal in one. I think that could be a real game changer. I don't know, it may not work, but it's something to consider. Let me know in the comments below if you think that's a cool idea. But I have to say, this is an amazing pedal, and we know that because I use it at all my shows now. I really think it's added so much to my show. So if you're thinking about getting something like this, or even if you haven't thought about getting something like this, I really urge you to check them out right away. And go to Ortega's website for more information, and also more information on their other products. So until next time, please subscribe and keep kicking. Thank you. Bye-bye.